It's now time for the Weekend Journal program. Here's your host, Lisa Kosty.
We are here on Weekend Journal. Our old friend Sherry Torkos joins us to talk about the frightening foods of fall. And you thought Halloween was over, but there are still some scary things when it comes to our waistline. Hi, Sherry. First of all, good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Right? This is that time of year when it's the introduction of comfort food. We always just think it's just the holidays, but here's when it starts to creep in like a little ghost.
Yeah, exactly. It's a combination of cooler weather outside. We spend more time indoors, more parties, more social events. We're snacking more. It just, this is a time of year where the average person will pack on a couple of pounds, making that New Year's resolution a little bit more tricky. It's certainly okay to have your root vegetables, carrots and potatoes, carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes as well. Some people stay away from sweet potatoes. They think, they're sweeter, so they must be worse for me. But the truth is that sweet potatoes actually contain more soluble fiber. And if you're careful about what you put on top of them, instead of going with a marshmallow topping or something that's very sweet, in my household, I grew up, my mom made sweet potato casserole and she put the marshmallow on top. And, we've slowly gotten away from that because I said, Ma, we don't need all those extra calories and all that sugar. Sweet potatoes are sweet enough on their own. But what I also like to do is roast them in the oven. And I get some palm fruit oil. I go to an international grocery store and I love the Malaysian palm fruit oil. I use that when I'm roasting vegetables instead of olive oil because the palm fruit oil is heat stable. Plus, it's loaded with antioxidants, something called tocotrienols, a super potent form of vitamin E, which is great for the heart, great for the brain. So I drizzle the palm fruit oil over my root vegetables, roast them in the oven. They get nice and crispy. They're a huge favorite in our household. And actually, I use that in a lot of my recipes instead of olive oil.
But olive oil is still pretty good for us, correct? As long as we use it sparingly?
Yes. Okay. Well, actually, olive oil is completely fine. It's rich in it's rich in omega-9 monounsaturated fatty acids. But the challenge with olive oil is it's not heat stable.
Right.
So it's really not ideal to cook with. It's great to put on, say, a salad dressing with balsamic vinegar. Fantastic. But when you're going to be roasting in the oven, or if you're going to be pan-searing, say you want to do some fish and you want to get out the cast iron pan and make it nice and crispy, better off to use the palm fruit oil because it is heat stable. You can heat it to high temperatures without losing the beneficial properties of the oil.
Okay, good to know. And what about, there's so many different oils that are out there, and so I think there's a lot of confusion there, too. Like the one you mentioned I've never even heard of, but a sesame oil or like a grapeseed oil, are those all good for us? Or like you said, does it depend on how we're using them and what kind of...
It depends how you're using it. For example, grapeseed oil is not an oil that you would want to cook with.
Okay.
Grapeseed oil is added to a lot of massage oils. You can use it in salad dressings, but not great for cooking. When it comes to cooking in high temperatures, I think the Malaysian palm fruit oil is best. Also, coconut oil is something that you can cook with, fry with, but the challenge with coconut oil is you have to like the taste of coconut. Yep. Not everybody does, but whatever you cook in the coconut oil, you will have that coconut flavor. But again, that's an oil that sometimes gets a bad rap, just like the palm fruit oil. Years ago, people were concerned about the higher amount of saturated fat in these oils, but as it turns out, palm fruit oil and coconut oil have a neutral, if not positive, effect on cholesterol levels, plus palm fruit oil in particular, because of the tocotrienols, also beta-carotene antioxidants, it has neuroprotective and heart protective effects. So it's good for your brain, good for your heart, and we've certainly learned a lot over the last few years on the benefits of some of these oils.
I will tell you, Sherry, that part of my confusion with the coconut oil is the first time someone introduced it to me, it's hard to wrap around that I could cook with it, eat it, and put it on my body as a lotion. It's hard to get past doing one or the other. It just seems creepy.
Well, it is very versatile, and you'll see, coconut oil certainly added to a lot of skin and body care products, and I've seen a growing number of packaged goods that now are, instead of fatty acids and hydrogenated oils, the palm fruit oil, because it enhances shelf stability. So food manufacturers have gotten away from using trans fats, hydrogenated fats, and they're using the palm fruit oil instead because it adds to the shelf stability.